All right, let's bring in Darren Rovell. He's the founder over at Collect Media. Darren, good to see you as always. I want to read for our audience what Jason wrote on LinkedIn. Of course, Jason is the president of Upper Deck. He says, sports cards have always had a speculation built in. You collect a rookie hoping they become a Hall of Famer, but what's happening now is different in scale. And when markets become this speculative, they become fragile. I'm not saying the sky is falling. I'm saying we need to be honest about what's happening. What's your take on that? Do you think that that's what's happening right now in the collectors industry?
You know, I think one person's going to say this is an old man yelling at clouds, right? That this is he just doesn't understand the times. And let me take you through that, right? So right now we live in kind of a degenerate economy where if it's not gambling, it's opening packs of cards. If it's not that, it's Bitcoin. It's 24 hours a day. If it's not that, it's standard gambling. We have a tremendous amount of dopamine going through our body. And that's just how society works. That's the state of social media. That's where we're at. So that's the one take. The other take is, you know, a lot of things in our market right now don't make a lot of sense, don't seem to make a lot of sense, right? We thought COVID was the high. And when it was during COVID, people, we know why it was the high. People were looking for friends, and they were looking for friends and things they bought on eBay, things that drew up nostalgia. And so I think people are confused as to how is this hot? So the question then is it that people really think that collectibles are a real alternative asset that happens to be fun and can also increase over time? Or is it just tons of speculation? Now, Jason's right. You know, if you want to get in on a rookie, on a debut patch, on a 1 of 1, you're going to spend $25,000 on Jackson Churio. Hopefully that gets to 100,000. And there is a point there that when you're so on tilt to begin the speculation, and it doesn't really start at a point that's affordable, it's an issue. One more thing though. He is coming from being Upper Deck. Upper Deck used to be kind of the champion, did MLB, did NBA, and now they only have hockey. So it allows him to come from this standpoint of, you know, kind of taking a shot at Fanatics and what they're doing because he's in that position.
It's interesting because his argument is, you know, less than 10% of the population is able to even afford some of these, you know, some of these artifacts. And look, Kevin O'Leary's buying a lot of them, it seems like. Every other week, it seems like one of the most expensive things he's snatching up. I mean, is that the case? I mean, yes, obviously, richer people are obviously going to be able to afford art, collectibles, all those other things more than...
Expensive stuff is bought by richer people.
Totally.
Like Memo.
Right? But are you seeing it as an outlier in the sense that it's only rich people that are buying this stuff, not normal folk that are able to get this?
Well, the problem is when, you know, I remember in 1989 and we all yelled that Upper Deck was $1 a pack. You know, now really, like, you're going to get the cheapest thing is a blaster box of 5 packs for 25 or 30 bucks. So that's, and by the way, you can't really get anything good, right? Like, in order to get something good, and he's right in this sense, right? In order to get something good, you have to buy in at $500. And so it is difficult. I mean, I think a lot of people are kind of, for me, it's whether it makes sense. It's not whether it's affordable to a group of people. It's not whether, you know, the top guys are buying. Does it make sense? Is there manipulation going on? Are people selling things to themselves, selling things to their friend group? I mean, what I look at, and I invest at a high level, is there fraud going on? Are people selling? Because the market is not 100% transparent. And so that's really where you start to look at, like, is this real? And then the other thing that really messes me up is manipulation the new black, right? Like Bitcoin, meme stocks. Like, am I the dumb one? Do I think that everything? I mean, God, I think everything should be fair and make sense. Well, maybe the new reality is nothing makes sense, and we're comfortable with nothing making sense. My 11-year-old twin boys are comfortable with, like, oh, you know, there's not absolute truths, right? That that it is what someone wants to make it. And by the way, if that person's the loudest, they win, and that's what happens.
Well, so I
Just
still
look
want
at
to
our
ask about,
president.
yeah, so let's go to this specific item specifically, because I'm curious in terms of the volatility that we see in this industry, this Babe Ruth rookie card. There's a story that you guys wrote about it on Collect, about this collector taking about a $3.2 million loss on this Babe Ruth minor league pitcher card that was set in the Baltimore News, and it was considered by some to be his true rookie card. Why did this guy end up losing so much money on this asset that seems like it could have been really, really, wealthy for him?
I always say it's not about the it. It's not what it is. It's about all the other factors. He flipped it within 2 years. That doesn't say a lot to someone who wants to buy it next. Like, it's nice they can buy it next, but was it that special that he flipped it in 2 years? This card also has some problems to it. I look at newspapers.com to give me kind of like all the, they have tremendous amount of articles from the past in a lot of newspapers. And the first time this card came up was in the Durham News Sun in 2006. Like, the 80s, people were talking about this card, but what happened from 1914 to 1980? I mean, that doesn't seem like a normal situation. It's kind of weird. It was in the Baltimore News. On the back, it has a schedule. Is it a schedule or is it a card? Right? So, like, I think there's a lot of actual questions with this card. It's a minor league card. How can it be his rookie card if it's a minor league
Good
card?
point.
So I think there were questions, and then again, there are so many people who can. The world is not your oyster when we're talking about $3 million. So there's only so many people that can afford it. So that was one of the reasons for the big loss. But I think fairly, I think the card has some issues to it.
Darren, before we get you out of here, I want to talk about Whatnot. Now a valuation topping $11 billion. They just got a $225 million funding round. What could you tell us about this? This seems like a ton of money here.
Whatnot is on fire. I mean, I think that when you look at what is being sold, by the way, maybe Jason at Upper Deck should look at Whatnot, because the average price of things being sold are $2 to $20. It's basically people coming on, wanting to have fun in a social environment, having a couple bucks in their pocket, and buying. And so that it's almost like it's commerce for the sake of commerce. People want to get that dopamine. They're doing something. They want to do something else. And so Whatnot's really figured it out. Their back end is also tremendously impressive. I mean, if you look at Whatnot's back end versus eBay Live, which is the competitor, but eBay Live's back end in terms of fulfillment and all these things, Whatnot is a lot more complicated and deep. So if you're actually a seller, you want to use Whatnot more than eBay Live. It's always hard as an investor to say they've raised $1 billion and they're worth 11 billion. Like, can this go to 20 billion? But it's amazing to see the live streams, and the key is then the breaking that's happening, that some people say is gambling. Does an attorney general ever say that's gambling? Or so there has to be some things that they have to put in place to do more and other things than that. But it's an amazing platform.
Yeah, really fascinating to see all the growth in all of this. Darren Rovell, the founder of Collect Media. Darren, always good to have you here. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.